All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, give me a second. Step into the realm of origin, where the heartbeats of creativity syncs with the rhythm of innovation, and the soul of artistry intertwines with the spirits of inspiration. Here in our sanctuary of our podcast, we honor the kaleidoscope of talent, the symphony of passion, and the mosaic of dreams. Today, we invite our esteemed guests to take center stage, a beacon of light, a force of nature, and a trailblazer in their own right. As we embark on this voyage of self-expression, let the aura of your talent mesmerize the essence of your being electrified, and the power of your artistry to transcend. Origins calls upon you to unveil your magic, unleash your art, and let your creativity paint the world and use the wonder. This is your time to shine, your platform to inspire, and your legacy to etch in the hearts of many. Embrace the journey, seize the moment, and let the universe bear witness to the magnificence that is you. Go ahead.
Word. So I guess my name goes by Rosengee. I'm RowdyBoy.
Shout out to you. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, we live in a small town in like East Texas. I teach music actually. Side note about me. And we've been friends since we were like 1 years old. Like we grew up in a cradle together. I've played around since I don't know. I've been since a child. I've played shows and then stuff like that since I was a kid. And he got into producing like in our teenage years and stuff like that. Yeah, probably what 2010,
Yeah.
2011. And then he was just we were friends, kind of mingled around each other when I played shows and stuff like that. He was like really supportive. He was that dude that kind of had my back at a lot of shows and all that stuff like that. It means a lot. And as we got a little older, we kind of reconnected, started playing music together, and yeah, kind of thing like that.
No. And that was Rose. And then you go by Rowdy.
Yeah, I'm RowdyBoy.
Okay. And so we heard a little bit from Rose. How about you? No, Rowdy.
Oh, yeah, man. Like you said, we grew up in a small town, and you know, pretty much everyone from this town. We didn't have a lot growing up. Uh, you either play sports or do. I did a little bit of both. I played sports. I got real big into music in high school.
Mm.
I dabbled with it when I was younger. Years
Okay. And what exactly sparked y'all to jump into music?
To be honest with you, like you said earlier, he just kind of made the point where like where we're from, there's really not a lot to do. To keep it real, it's like you either get into music, get into sports, you do something like that. But it was one of those things that everybody. It's really weird. Where we're from is kind of a weird town to where honestly everybody has some sort of musical talent, whether they be into like R&B, whether they rap, whether they play guitar. It's a really interesting place where we live. It's kind of a whole thing. Um, so it's I don't know, man. It's something that we just love doing. We can do. We enjoy doing it. It's you do what you do. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And was y'all already making music together, or this is something that sparked recently?
So that's what I said. So I played music on a professional level. I think I was probably about 13 years old. I grew up, and as I got out of playing that, and I started playing, I played in like a lot of post-hardcore bands, like late teens and stuff. And he would go with me to lots of shows and be hella supportive. He was like I said, he was that friend that I had that was like, you got that dude that's like ride or die with you in your music,
Mm.
got your back. And it started like that. He basically lived in my house. We'd hang out, all that kind of stuff like that. And we, as life gets older, as you get a little bit older, everybody kind of goes their separate ways. He with families and careers and all that kind of stuff like that. And recently, in the past few months, we kind of started kicking it again and hanging out. And it's just like you need each other. It was not that weird like, "Hey, you been, bro?" It's like, dude, let's do this. And it's just back to doing normal. Yeah. So yeah.
And this been active for how long?
With us,
Yeah,
particularly.
So,
yeah.
all in all, me and him, this was probably whenever he was still in his post hardcore band and all that. But I used to pretty much basically I lived with him. And I was probably about, I want to say, 17 or 18. And his room was in the basement at his parents' house.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, we downloaded FL Studios. And we just stay up all night. And I'd be messing around with beats and all that. And I looked at him and I was like, dude, you have to do something. Like, we got to get something going. And basically, we talked about that for, I want to say, like 10, 11 years. And I ran into him one day at the store, and we're like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about it and let's get this going.
And this happened recently.
Yeah, probably about 2 months ago.
Yeah, 2, 3 months ago.
Yeah, two, 3
No.
months ago. Let's do something.
So I'm curious for Rowdy. Have you gotten a chance to perform?
Oh yeah, we actually
That's actually how this started.
yeah.
So that's actually how this started.
That's another way this started.
Okay.
So one of my other buddies that he's a rap artist and he had a show and probably about what, like 3 months ago.
Yeah, and this whole thing started.
Yeah. And he wanted to add someone to play the drums for him on stage. Well, I know he plays around with all different kinds of instruments. I called him up. I said, hey, you want to play drums for us? Show that. He was like, yeah, I mean, I don't really play drums that much, but yeah, sure. Why not?
Mhm.
Had a good time. Showed up, played drums. Had a good time. Showed up. Yeah, just like, hey man, you know how music goes. You like it's one of those things about music. It communicates in
Mm.
this way. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter if you know we're from a different place. If I connect with you musically, or if we connect, it's completely clear. It doesn't have any sort of, I guess what's the word I'm trying to find here. It doesn't have any sort of like. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care who you're from. It doesn't care what your background is. It doesn't care who, what's your story. If you can communicate with somebody musically, it's just like it's just automatic. You get where I'm coming from. So it's just one of them things.
Okay. And for Rose, what instruments do you play?
Jesus. I play bass guitar is my main instrument. I play drums. I play piano. I play guitar. I play upright bass. I play um, some sort of like I can do other string instruments. I mean, I've done it since I was a kid, so it was just I was very fortunate in with people growing up with music. It was just one of those where if I had interest into it, people would just let me experiment, and I had access always to music or instruments. We just did, so it's just one of those you just pick stuff up and you learn. I play quite a bit of things, but I mean I do it for a living. I'm a teacher, so
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing you teach uh kids around instruments.
yes, sir. I teach music.
Ages?
Ages?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's the cool thing. So I teach like at a small school. It's like a fine arts based only Catholic school, and we have people that come in from like 6, 7 years old. And I've had 7-year-olds. I've had 70-year-old people that come in for like lessons, to do like other classes like that want to rekindle it and pick it up. That's what I'm saying earlier. It goes back to being like clear. It's ageless. It doesn't care who you are. So anybody can get into it and express themselves. And I mean, that's what's cool about it.
And what inspired you to teach?
That's a funny story. So I never wanted to be a teacher, to be honest with you.
Mm.
I was more of a performance side, and during COVID, everybody kind of had to recycle their life, right? A lot of times, and I got I used to play at a place with some people that wound up running a school, and they knew me from playing. And I got randomly I lost my job during COVID that I was doing at the time, and I just get a random call from them like, "Hey, you want to be a teacher at the school we're opening up?" And I was like, "I mean, I got nothing else to do right now. I got no. I mean, it's one of those where it's like, why not? Let's try it." And it wound up being, like my passion project. To be honest with you, it's the thing that I feel like I'm called to do. It's pretty cool. So it's just kind of one of those things I fell into it. Like I didn't search it, I didn't look for it, I didn't do anything with it. It just found me. And it's one of those things when things just find you, you kind of need to listen to those signs. So
Shout out to you.
where
And I'm curious, for the project that this is gonna be our first project together, correct?
Yes.
Will this spark a change in the name or anything? Or will y'all?
I don't think so. I think we're going to keep everything pretty much separate, but, you know, me being a producer, I can help him out and create something that he has in his head, but he tells me what he wants, and I just basically do what I do on my or on the
and
computer.
there's a lot of independent artists out there that do that. Like I said, we're new together doing this particular thing, but we've been lifelong friends, right? So it's not a lot of weird thing when it comes to music on this side of things, not the performing side of things. Is you have to have that weird point where you get to know each other, and you want to see if you click, and you want to see if there's synergy, and you want to see if there's anything like that. Especially with an artist-producer relationship, it's one of those things where you have to find out. And people shop around; they just they go from producer to producer to producer, and it's just weird things. So they find something they're comfortable with.
But see, with me and him, we already know each other. We know what we like, and we know I know what sound he's looking for. Mm-hmm. And because he's had the same sound for I don't know how long, but I mean, I just know, and it works out. Mm-hmm.
There's no weird. There's no it's one of those things where we can, if there is conflict, right? We're with the music stuff like that. There's some been friends since you're kids. So it's if somebody does something it lets you have that edge to where if say for example he throws something out that I don't like, or I do something that he doesn't like, even on that end where people don't talk about it, we can communicate with each other without getting each other's feelings because we've known each other for so long, and it's just expected for us to keep it real. Yeah. So it's just we used to basically live together. So I mean, there's that, and a lot of if you really delve down towards independent artists and stuff like that start getting traction and start doing this, a lot of those guys, if you really delve into it, find producers that they primarily work with, might experiment out of the box a little bit, mm-hmm. but they typically stay with one guy or something like that because they wind up building that relationship where it's I need this, that person knows how it works. He knows if I send him, a loop that I like, and I send him a voice recording with a hook, and I'm like, this is my idea. I know that in 2 days he's probably going to be coming over here, or he's going to have something come back, and we'll just get it. There's no guesswork to it at that point. Yeah. So that's kind of an important thing. It's all about being, as efficient as we can. So.
Yeah. And I'm curious for Rowdy. I mean, so far I know you as a engineer producer. Is there anything else?
No, that's basically it. I mean, I play some instruments too. I'm not near what he is, but
he plays guitar. You're a pretty good guitar player. A rhythm guitar player. He's a solid rhythm guitar player.
Mm. So, okay.
We used to
so
do that.
You play that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What you was saying?
Yeah.
Jam. I remember we sit back at the house. He played acoustic, and I played some stuff over it. I mean, if you delve down YouTube, you actually can find videos of us playing guitar and stuff. Every kid had a YouTube. They're I'm gonna put something on, and then
mm-hmm.
basically, yeah.
We did the same thing. There's videos of literally us in like teenage years, him playing acoustic guitar, me playing lead singer with it.
In that basement room that he has.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So just fun stuff.
So what led you to be an engineer?
So we got this one friend. He lives in LA now. But I remember he came over and we're probably about 17 or so. And he's the one that actually downloaded FL onto his computer just because he wanted something to do. And I remember watching him make beats and all that. And basically, like, he just started showing me stuff. And, I really took a liking to it. And I just been going nonstop since then. And, like, it's crazy, too, because I pretty much taught myself. I mean, he showed me the ropes and everything, but like still to this day, like I'll be getting on YouTube and looking up how to do a certain sound or how to make little tweaks here and there, and that's basically it.
Okay. And how has your skills improved or evolved over time when it comes to producing?
Oh man, I can tell you this straight up. I can tell you this. I'll answer this one for you. So I've always had feel for music. It's just one of those things where it is what it is. There's guys out there that got it and stuff. I'm not, there's guys out there that got it better than I do. I'm not trying to say that. But Dylan is one of those people to where his initial grad music, he had some feel, and I do this as a teacher, so I see this. He had some feel for music, but it was one of those where there's some people that just naturally get things, and there's some people that can get there, and they work their ass off. And the one thing I respect him for it, and one reason why I like working with him for it, is Dylan was the art of the thing. It came to him a little bit, but it was like, okay, he's still got some things to learn. But where it changed him is he's one of those people that did the footwork. He grinded his ass off to learn it because it wasn't naturally there for him, like all the time. Yeah. But it was one of those where he was like, I want to do this. I'm going to manifest this.
Like, I would be there at the computer for hours trying to figure something out. I'll be working on the same thing for like days until I got the sound that I was looking for. And like I could go back and listen to some stuff that I did like way back in the day, like when I first started to now, and there's such a big difference. And I've been told by other people around here in our area that I'm one of the best producers that they've listened to around in this area.
It's just all about feel. It's just one of
those. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know that you went, and like he earned, like my thing is like, I remember him doing that for people to kind of be like, hey man, you're getting it now. It just probably sits good with it. Because like I said, it's not one of those people, it hits different with me because it's like, I've always been able to do this. And it's almost irritating. And I see it sometimes even with him. I like, for example, drums. I walked up to a drum set and just play. And I really didn't grind anything out. I just felt the feel. And it's kind of, I got a lot more respect for musicians out there that maybe didn't naturally get it and they just wanted it and they worked their ass off for it versus like, like other guys that just we don't realize what you got until you see somebody that really wants it going for it. Mm-hmm. You get where I'm coming from. It's just, it's cool. It's cool to see. So.
Can you recall a time you was impressed by one of his engineer works?
Impressed? Like
a project that he was working on?
Man, that's the thing. All of the stuff that he sends me, all the stuff that we worked on together, it's the thing about him. It's all solid. It's what makes him to work so well. I'll be honest with you is, like he lives by this like, and it's one thing I respect. It's like you don't have to overdo anything. You see a lot of people that sound engineer stuff, and you see a lot of people that mix things where they're so worried about like, this has got to be this, and I have to stack this, and I have to do this, and I have to move this here, and they're so worried about the minute details. Where what makes his stuff work out and I like it, and I've watched him do it now. Where he's got to a point now because he's tried it and done it for so long, and he's grinded himself through that point, and he's still learning, just like I'm still learning. We're all still learning. That's music. That's the cool thing about music is you never anybody that says they've learned everything in music is completely lying to you. There's always something that you can learn. Like there's always something to learn, and it's one of those things to where watching him do now, it just is feel. You can tell it's just he goes with soul, if that makes any sense. It's not like I'm not worried about this being at, -5 decibels because that's where it's supposed to be. I'm going to put it where I feel like it should be. So it creates mixes that are like, okay, this feels right versus like this is right, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and like sometimes, like whenever we're working on something, I tell him, I'm like, hang on, I got an idea. And he'll try to stop me. He'll be like, no, don't do that. And I'm like, no, just trust me. And it ends up working.
Sometimes it's just like, whatever, man, you gotta send it.
Mm. And when it comes to this upcoming project that y'all working on, what is your roles and responsibilities?
Roles and response. So this is the strong point. I'm gonna be real with you. This is the strong point when it goes back to the artist producer relationship that people are with. Dylan and I mean, we've lived together since basically lived together as kids, right? So most people, there's very clear lines. Like most people is like, I'm an artist. My job is to do vocals, write lyrics. You record me. I send my stuff out. We're done. I don't care about that, right? Your job is to just, as a producer, your job is to do your producing thing. Since we have known each other and since we're close and we can kind of break those boundaries with each other, since there's no weird whatever getting to know, we don't really have set roles. Like if I throw something on a track or something like that and he's like, try this with your voice or do this with your voice or suggest this, that's cool. If I hear something that he's mixing and I feel like it should be up or something like that, I'll be like, yo, turn this up. And it's more about working together because when you tell like the worst thing you can do with somebody if you're trying to do music, like honestly, any sort of project with another person is tell them to stay in their lane because that person might have the idea that you're trying to figure out or might have the idea that works and you just need to hear them out. Like it's one of those things where just you have to work together. It's about it's a music and anything in art is about we, not about me.
And if you can't take constructive criticism, then it's the wrong industry to get into. And that's why I tell people all the time. Like, if I'm recording someone at my home studio that I got, and I tell them to record it a certain way or like make their voice sound different a little bit, uh, sometimes it might rub them the wrong way, but I'm just trying to get the best recording that I can with them.
Okay. And for roles, so we know you as for a teacher or artist and play the instrument as well. Is there anything else that we missing?
I'm just a dude. I'm just a regular dude, bro. We just hanging
Just
out.
regular.
We you just like how it is. We just hanging out, having a good time. That's all we can do. Right? Ain't nothing else we just here.
So how much can I hear about this upcoming project?
That's up to you. You're allowed to.
Okay.
That's on you. And
Now
that's
to give you a heads up, it's going to take about a month for this EP to come out. So if you are planning on dropping within a month,
tell me shit, whatever you want to.
Yeah. We don't have a release date for it yet. It's still in the process of us mixing and mastering and all that. But I will tell you what kind of vibe you think it's got. Like, so how NF sounds kind of?
enough.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
it has that kind of vibe to it, kind of, but
we can also go where we want to.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about it is, man. I come from, and he comes from. I don't like one particular type of music. I'll be real. I come from a metal background. I grew up playing in churches. I do like R&B. I'm cool with like soul music. I love rap. I love hip hop. I love my favorite, I guess, favorite music really is like reggae. And it's one of those where we don't stay in a lane. And the cool thing about what we're doing right now is this EP or this kind of music we're putting out now is each different track. Like I have one track right now, like it's very dark. It's very real. It's very real.
Yeah.
But I have another track right after that that's just like straight loose. Let's have fun. Like, and then I have another track that's coming out that's very, you know, uke feeling. Like there's like a ukulele and we're hanging out having a good time on that one. And there's another one that's just like straight. It's one of those to where it's like we're not staying in a lane.
Yeah, like I don't think you can actually put like a set genre on his stuff because I'll be real with you. I don't think there's anyone out there right now that has a sound that he's got. I mean,
When it comes to United States, or yeah.
It's a bold move, bro. It's a bold statement. But like, I get it's a bold statement.
you'll see what I'm saying.
It's one of those where we go where we go. We go where we go. Like you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like I do see this, a lot of people in music, they find their niche and they stay in their niche and they don't expand it out. Where, dude, this is for us. Like it's if you like it and people enjoy what we're putting out, like that's awesome, and I hope it resonates. I hope it's great for a lot of people. But you have to do it for yourself before and hope others enjoy it and resonate with it too. So we're just doing what we like doing and having fun. Like, and that's really what it is. And if it's we come in one day and we're like, yo, let's write some trap songs. We're gonna write some trap songs. If he comes in one day and we're feeling writing like Dirty Heads Esh style, like reggae kind of like beach town vibe music, guess what? That's where we're going. I mean, it's and we want to pull out a bunch of instruments and start recording stuff and all like that's where we're going. And that's the fun part about it is you just have fun, and it leads to being super versatile because there's something for everybody, right?
I know he don't look like the type, but he got some freestyle bars.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Are you saying?
He can freestyle his ass off.
No.
Are you giving him the floor?
No. Kind of put him on the spot now.
But I will say this: our platform do offer a space for y'all to do like recording sessions of like performing if y'all want to promote a song or whatever. So we do offer that if y'all want to take the opportunity.
So tell me about yourself. We learned about me and him. What about you? What's your what got you into podcasting and all this kind of stuff?
Oh,
Yeah, I flipped
switch rule.
Flipped it.
Switch rule. Let me see. So this podcast originally started off as I won't say as a hobby after the pandemic. Like we was all stuck in the house and everything. So, I was coming from I'm originally a streamer. I stream games and I play with my friends and everything. So the next move for me was I started to notice for like society based. A lot of people don't have a good reputation of like true friendship,
Yep.
I would say. And I wanted to show a raw example of having like different friends of different mindsets, different opinions. So that's what the podcast originally started as. It used to be called Anonymous Geek Squad.
Got you.
When I started to move into more of my creative bag, I decided to go solo a little bit at first. It started like a whole new wave, and I came up with Aura-Genz. I noticed in a market that when it comes to talent, one, we don't really have an underground anymore for people to connect with. So I noticed that. So I wanted to take advantage of that. And then two, when it comes to talent, mainstream don't do enough for talent. Like they don't really showcase, anybody trying to put their stuff out there. They don't showcase new art, new artists, etc. So I ended up realizing that I was like, damn, there's a market for this shit. I'm like, why I need to compete with other people when I could just, create like a home base for everybody to come to. I'm like, yo, promote yourself here. Um, and ever since then, I just been steady, consistent with that.
Right.
And right now, we promote about 170 artists in the span of a year.
It's pretty good. I mean, you work. Anything that
Much
like
love.
that's the thing about life. To be honest with you, it took me a while, especially if like we're going through this and stuff. And I really truly believe, within reason, say this: anybody can achieve anything they want to do if they're willing to put in the work for it. Right? Mm-hmm. I really do believe that. If like there's a 16-year-old kid right now that says, "I want to be, the next Justin Bieber, whatever," if they work for it and they do it and they push and they network, or if they want to be, they can do it. If there's somebody out there that says, "I want to be the next," you're from the streaming world. I'm actually from the streaming world. So we Twitch bros. So
Oh,
if they want to be, the next Shroud or something like that, if they do the work, they can get there.
mm.
It's just all about how much do you want it,
hustle.
So it's
Yeah, a wise man once told me, if you're not willing to do it while you're broke, you probably shouldn't do it.
exactly. So, it's got to happen to somebody, you know. So that's how I
No, I
look at
agree.
it. But yeah, it's pretty
And
cool.
and bringing it back to the project, I'm curious, is this going to be an EP or album?
So
We were talking about that.
we were talking about that, and I think at first how we're going to do it, I'm gonna be very real with you. But because how Spotify and how all that kind of stuff works, first we're going to probably start releasing them as singles. And like we're getting a collection of singles built up, and we're going to start dropping singles and basically throwing darts at a bull, like throwing a bunch of darts at a board, try to hit a bullseye basically, because you drop one on a Friday, 2 Fridays later or whatever, you drop another one. 2 Fridays later, you drop it, and you keep them consistently coming. It gives something for people that if they do resonate with it and they do like it, it gives them something to look forward to. Because, all right, and everyone might not hit them, but like keep that consistently going.
Like they're gonna be looking at their calendar and be like, "Oh shoot, Rosengee's about to drop another single."
Yeah, we just have fun with it, and just you never know what you're gonna get, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Is where they feel consistent, they're coming out and give something people something for people to look forward to, versus also being independent. And you talk to a lot of independent guys and stuff like that. It's
Mm.
really hard to drop entire albums unless you have some sort of catalog already that's established. Because the process of, say, for example, we're going to record a 15-song album. Realistically speaking, to do that correctly, that would take you 8 months. And that's just so long to like sit there and do that and make sure it's done. Then you have to put them all together, and you have to make sure they fit together, and then you have to like.
But
it's just
you can do that if you have a lot more songs that are out there.
Yep.
To give people to listen to.
Yep.
Now you can do that, but since we're just now starting out,
it's just gonna be
we're just gonna get a whole bunch released right now, and then we'll probably, I don't know, probably within a year, we'll probably be ready for like a full album.
Yeah, something like that. And it'll be one of those
No.
things where you got to have that established before, you throw that. Because for example, I drop a song tomorrow, right? We're not. And we drop the song tomorrow, and say it gets traction. Somebody goes to my page right now. If we're working on just an album, there's nothing really there to listen to. They lose. There's nothing there to stay with. So that's why you see a lot of these guys out right now. Like you speak a lot to independent artists and stuff all the time. They're releasing music in singles because it's just logistically easier for us to do, because we don't have a multi-billion-dollar record company behind us that's pushing stuff through and handling all this work and keeping us going while we're waiting for all this stuff to come through. So it's one of those where you just have to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. So, because one of the things that I'm look at, and I really believe in this, is there's two types of musicians, right? And I struggle with this a lot, to be honest with you. There's business musicians and there's artist musicians. And business musicians are guys that can really, like, a lot of, to make it in the independent world, I really feel like you have to look at this as a business musician because you have to get songs out, right? You have to get songs out going, you have to get people listening to stuff. Things might not be perfect. Like the song we released, is it perfect? No. But is it okay for people to listen to and get going? Yes, because we don't have access to things. And I have to keep things coming, keeping people listening to. Where you have like artist musicians that are, a lot of these guys, you can't really be that way unless you're signed to some sort of major label, because I'm going to record 80 songs, and of these 80 songs, I'm going to only release 5 of these songs because these are the ones that speak, and these are the ones that do things, and these are the ones that like I feel like I could put time into, and all. It's just a different mindset that we can't do right now. So, I mean, you know, it's just it's we don't have the budget for it, so it's.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your ideal of staying consistent? Is it dropping a song a month?
If the goal, once we're getting the flow, if in a perfect world I could do it, I would drop either a song a month or I would drop a song every 2 weeks. I would like to be able to drop a song every 2 weeks, and that's very reasonable to say because come over here, we record in the studio, we get some stuff like that. 1 week we're recording it, the next week we're mixing, mastering, do whatever we need to do, and then it's go out. That's honestly like the goal is to have a song come out every 2 weeks. So
no,
and then maybe do like a music video for like maybe hit like 12 music videos a year, right? Like just if we hit one that runs into us, like at least one a month release a video.
Yeah, like that song "Stay a While" that we just released. We're planning on doing a music video for that soon, probably within the next month or so. The the guy that we got to feature on there, he's one of my good buddies too, but he goes by the name of Scotty Mamadou. But he just moved to Colorado from Dallas.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to plan a trip down here so we can get that music video shot and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's gonna be fun to do. I think you'll like that. So we already got the concept video. It's gonna be super vibey. It's gonna be super cool to do. It'll get to like we just gotta get right down to do that. And like we want to do something like that. Like I said, and we have people in our circle that can do everything. That's another cool thing. Is I come from a video editing world, like, and I can do all that kind of stuff, and I edit a lot of our like videos that come out. And the other guy that hangs out with us and does stuff, he's a graphics designer. He can do that. And Dylan's got the music production background, so it's like we got everything we need in like one little circle, and it's kind of awesome to have.
And we don't have to spend a lot of money doing all that.
Nope. Like for an example, Stay a While, the one that we just released together that I think you initially saw, we have zero. We have $0 in that entire song. Between recording, video output, mixing, mastering, all that, we have $0 spent on that song, which is kind of a cool thing, right? So for you to be able to do in a group,
it's all profit right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how y'all go about choosing which song is going to get a music video?
It's one of those things we've talked about that, and not every song is a video, right? If it has a good message, or if it could be fun, like if it's you have to think about like cinematic wise, right? If it's something that you can put out that's going to have some pretty cool like vibe to it, why not? It was one of those things. It's not going to cost us anything to do it. We just film it, edit ourselves, and throw it out there and do what we need to do. Only thing we have inspected is time. So.
And what music video do y'all have out? Oh, my bad. You wasn't finished.
We're working on one. Yeah, getting one to go.
No problem.
Just planning it out, planning the day to do it, and getting everyone together.
Yeah, that one's gonna be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's have some like
I'm ready for that one.
some like vibes, some good
Okay.
vibes. So, but yeah, I mean, at least like I said, it's just music videos are one of those things. It's like whatever one really speaks to you. You know how that goes. I mean, it's like why would you clip something on stream at Twitch? You don't clip everything at Twitch, but if you see something clip, you're like, all right, let me clip it. You know what I mean? So I'm just kind of relating to what maybe you can understand. So yeah.
I get it. And I'm curious, from both of y'all perspective, how y'all go about marketing promotion.
That's my strong side.
That's for you. That goes back to the artist-producer relationship that we have, knowing your strengths and weaknesses. My thing is music.
Yeah.
This is his thing. So that's
So
100% his thing.
yeah, I'm pretty much in charge of all the promoting. Only thing I can tell you is really when it comes to promoting, uh, I'll make small little clips and all that. Like if we just got done recording something and I know we're about to release it soon, I want to make a little short video off my phone and I'll just post that little, I don't know, probably 30-second clip. I'll post it and I'll share it to everything. I'll put it on Instagram, I'll put it on Facebook, TikTok. TikTok is it's a big platform. Basically, I just share the shit out.
He lives by he literally lives by the whole philosophy. That's 100% shot you. That's just honestly what he lives by when it comes to promotion. He just, I'm gonna throw it everywhere I can. Worst they can tell me is no. Put it everywhere I'm with. Like that's just how he is. And it takes somebody. That's another thing where it's about building a team. But you're no one. I don't care who it is. I fight this since the day. Like no one is when it comes to this level doing stuff. They never will get fully successful on their own. You got to have a group. You got to have a team. You got to have people to back you because eventually you have to play into your people's strong points and weak points. And you have to let them go, and it's just one of those to where that's a big thing that we just play in.
And another thing right now, I'm trying to build up his TikTok page right now, so we can at least get 1,000 followers because you can't go live if you don't have 1,000 followers. And because going live and being able to post links to your TikTok and all that, that has a big part of promoting and
Yeah, you can't even put like links on TikTok
yeah.
now anymore unless you have 1,000 followers. I don't know if we knew that.
Yeah, so I'm helping him out right now doing that.
Unless I'm wrong. That's just a magic way I don't know how to do it. I just don't know. There's a possibility, but
He's like an old man when it comes to.
oh yeah, dude. I don't have, dude. My Facebook doesn't have anything hardly on it. I don't even have an Instagram. I know that sounds bad, but I've been in trouble for that one too. But
Yeah,
I barely had a TikTok, and it's just like it's sad. I mean, I just lived under a rock.
he finally started listening to me whenever I told him, "Hey, you need to
Take Twitch.
You
That's
need,
cool.
well, you need to be putting out some TikTok videos and promoting your music and all that." And now he's getting more exposure on TikTok now, so that's a good thing. It's slowly building.
Yeah, you mean
Shout out.
you gotta work your way. You know how that
Shout out
goes.
to that.
Word, appreciate it.
And I'm curious, do y'all I see that y'all post some behind the scenes uh when it comes on to like TikTok. Uh do y'all record the process of y'all working on the songs and everything?
So one thing I'm big on, and it's just a new thing, honestly.
Because I like this.
No, like if we record certain things, like we can, and I'm not opposed to it. Like for example, I don't like I don't like being live, or I don't like being recorded when I'm in the process of getting my vocals out, like for the actual process, because it's just, I mean, it's that weird, it's being watched, it's being clipped, it's being performed, or watching you perform, and that takes your mind away from where you should be in that moment. Now, is that going to always be like that? Maybe not, but we do also record some, like, have some stuff behind the scenes, like mixing, and if we're listening and stuff, or we're writing stuff like that, that's fine. But like some of the actual real, true recording process and stuff like that, I mean, as far as like throwing out lives and stuff like that, no. I could honestly see us like hanging out and recording a session one day and posting it up there for fun. That would be a cool idea. But like, I would never like throw my recording.
No, I'm talking about full on behind the scenes. Like
What?
y'all recording y'all process.
Oh
So
yeah, I
like
mean,
for example, if y'all whatever videos y'all don't showcase to us, if y'all get a montage of that, that could be easily a merch.
oh yeah, no,
Especially if,
yeah, no, that's
yeah,
something that's fine.
yeah.
We do that. So we
Okay.
the thing about it is, to be honest with you, anything we record behind scene wise, we post it. We don't. There's no shadow play, to be honest with what we're doing. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's not like it's this weird process that no one else knows about. It's just literally two dudes sitting in a room while one guy's sitting at a computer and the other guy's like, yeah, that's dope. And then I just make up words for it, and then I mess it up a few
Mm-hmm.
times and eventually get it right. Like, that's just what it is. So like, I mean,
Mm.
it's just, it's one of those where we probably should do that. And that's a really good idea. I mean, I'm going to definitely appreciate you for that. And it's one of those to where we, I think people find it interesting. So yeah, we should do that. We definitely should do that. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it would definitely be a good perspective to show like what a realistic process of, for y'all, to create a song, to work on it, the amount of effort y'all put behind it, the shit that we don't get to see.
It's true. It's true. And we definitely should do that. Definitely should do stuff with like more like in-game mixing and mastering stuff, raw tracks. 'Cause I'm not raw tracks from Sean. I'm not worried about those being Sean or anything like that. I don't really do much of our stuff. It's not like I have some magic secret vocal chain going on or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But it's, I agree. We should do that.
So my 2 cents, do this on every project that y'all working on. So y'all release the project, let it, sit for a while, and then when you drop that behind the scene, that could bring attention right back to that song.
I 100% see that. And see, we the thing about that, and it goes back to the story. So when we first recorded, we first met up with each other again. Um, we did the very first take of Stay a While. We recorded it. I recorded something, and he was mixing me record. He was over there while I was getting vocals. And as soon as we got done vocals, we played it back, and I wish to this day we would have had the record on the reaction that he had when he first started.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he like lost it, and I get. He was like, dang, bro, here we go. I'm like, I was like, okay, and then you're right, because there's good sides of it, because we don't fight each other like that. It's just good vibes.
So the guy that we got the feature with on Stay a While, Scotty Mamadou, me and him, we like I said, we're really good friends, just like me and him. But we we recently, probably in May, me and him did an EP and talking about behind the scenes stuff. So the way that we got together was uh, I have an RV and uh, me and the family take it out camping all the time. But I called him up and because I haven't seen him in a while, and I was like, "Hey, let's plan a camping trip. Just me and you. Let's go out to the lake, and I'll bring all my recording stuff and all that." I said, "Let's just get some inspiration." And the whole camping trip that we were in the RV, we were recording. the EP and all that. But I actually have the video on my TikTok. I'll have to send you.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like the process of us creating that EP. Uh, like, real behind the scenes stuff.
So the idea's there. We just got to
Yeah.
So from what I heard, it sounds like you're doing your own short film, and then you also got your own soundtrack to that short film.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
So I think that's a excellent move right there. Uh, yeah, I think that could go really well, especially with like Twitch and everything. Y'all can have that, you know, in rotation, collecting views. Yeah, I think y'all onto something with that.
It's just all about it. It's just one that you have to find your thing. That's also the weird thing about it. You know how it goes. I mean, it's just so entertainment is so unnecessarily competitive for that reason. You just you know what? You just have to find your way to stand out because I mean, you're dealing with people that no matter how good you are, anybody can do it. Like there's a guy out there that can do the same thing you can do, and you just gotta hope you get there and do the best you can, and be thankful if you're there. And all we can do here is just try our best and keep releasing stuff and keep putting it out. Hope somebody resonates with it and they like it, and if they do, that's awesome. And if they don't, I hope you find somebody that you like. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of them things. So yeah.
Too.
I agree. And I'm curious for both of y'all. Are y'all when it comes to like talent or connecting with other talents? What are y'all looking for?
Honestly, I'm looking for someone that I can vibe to. Like someone that is real eager to get stuff out. Because I've had people say that they work with me and all that, and when it comes down to it, they start ghosting me or whatever. Basically, uh, it goes back to the producer and artist relationship. Uh, they got to be able to take constructive criticism, uh, because it's not me like trying to bash them or anything like that. It's me trying to help them become a better artist.
That's it. And you got to find somebody that works with you. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Especially when it comes to working with other people, you could think of it in anything, be it sports, be it esports. I just go back to it because you say you stream Twitch, you play games.
Mhm.
Music in the same. Music in that way can be the same way. You've seen. I'm gonna put it this way. You've seen like. I'm gonna put it, this is gonna be funny, but whatever. You've seen CS:GO teams, right? And they have a guy that's a really good CS:GO player. Like say he's just like god tier opera or something like that. And
Mhm.
but if they don't have a team that can play around him, he's useless, right? Like he's just useless. And when it comes to doing music with other people, you got to have people that work with you in the way that you work. Like, like for example, I like to get one project started, get through the project, move to the next thing. I don't like to do ADHD 500 songs. I can't do that because I'll just forget about stuff. Or if I have ideas, I just have to go for the flow. And I like to be very quick. And I like to get stuff going and in and out, in and out, in and out. While it's on my head fresh, so I can move to the next thing. That's just how I work. Yeah, I have to work with people that are that way because if they don't work it that way, we won't get anything done. Like it's just one of those things to where if I have an idea in my head for a song and I send him the idea to the head for that song and say he didn't, and we get back, we get working on, we get it out, cool. But if I send him an idea to that song and he doesn't, he's like, all right, that's dope, I'll look into it, and then 2 weeks later or something, 2 weeks later, I'm already worried about a different song.
Yeah.
Like I'm already on to the next thing in my head. I'm like, well, I guess that didn't click, so we're just gonna get like I have to have somebody that can keep up with how I think as a person, because I like to be like literally like our songs that we do and stuff we have out. I'll send him a loop. I'll send him a beat, like not a beat. I'll send him a loop and I'll send him like a hook idea, and he'll be like, all right, cool. That next night, I'll send him an entire verse with the lyrics. It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, on to the next. I'm like, let's get this done. Let's go. Because I can't stay on things long. I have to feel like I'm moving forward. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Okay.
And that's like, so I'm just looking at my perspective. It's all about getting stuff out efficiently. Because, say for example, if I had somebody said, there's always somebody at different levels. There's way better musicians than I am. And say we ran into somebody that was just like, 20,000 times, but it takes 6 weeks to put out a song. That's not good for me. They don't work for me because I'm already done with it in my mind. I've already lost interest in it, and it's just not there. So,
Yeah.
so you have to find people that work your style. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sure you know.
And yeah, and so we heard a little bit for the talents that you look for, like from other artists. Is there a specific genre y'all
Genre?
want to say? Consistent with,
No,
or y'all open to working with?
no, man.
Man,
Wherever we go,
we're open book, man.
You'll get it all. You're gonna get some reggae feeling stuff. You're gonna get some rap stuff. You're gonna get some trap stuff. You're gonna get some metal stuff. You'll get some soul stuff. You get some R&B. Get some pop. Where it goes. I mean, we do country. I mean, we do whatever you want. Like it's just who cares? If it takes us there, it's fun and enjoyable when you fit the moment. There's no reason to lock yourself in a box. The worst thing you can do in any sort of art is to lock yourself in a box. And well, I feel like a lot of people do that because they're afraid of other people's opinions and stuff. I mean, look at me. I mean, you saw that TikTok that I put on that I do one of the like voiceover things, I guess, open verse things. I like R&B verse. I don't look like
Mm.
I'm like a little goofy looking white kid. Like it's just one of those things. Who cares? Like if that's what I feel, I'm gonna throw it out there. Don't worry about lanes. Don't stay in a lane. Be you. It's that's important. That's really important. If you don't take anything away from this other than that, it's don't worry about lanes. So
Okay. So y'all looking to collaborate with all type of artists?
I mean, yeah. If somebody hits us up, they're cool, and they got a thing. But I feel one thing about me is you gotta be efficient. We also got resting. Like you can be whatever you are. That's cool. But if we don't connect, that's not fair to you, and that's not fair to me. Like that's just it's not fair to let somebody. You've seen it. You've seen those songs where like a big artist and a big artist collaborate with each other. And this dude is like a great artist, and this dude is a great artist, but they just don't meet.
They just try to outdo each other.
And it just turns, they just can't. So
like you gotta be able to match the energy.
That's like one thing I will tell you. Like for example, with me and features, one of the only people that I'll for now at least using features is Scotty, our buddy. And the reason why is we've also grown up together, but we know each other, can match energy, and where he's weak is where I'm strong, and where I'm weak is where he's strong. So we can play off of those. You see where I'm getting at? If I can't do it, he can do it, 100%. If he can't do it,
yin yang relationship.
If he can't get it, I can get it, 100%. And that's what you play into. And there's no ego there. It's just you work with it. So
Okay. And anything else y'all looking for, such as like YouTube reactors or sponsors?
not anything like that.
Not just yet. Some reactors will be pretty cool once we get
that's just
everything going. Well, you got to think about it. Reactors.
That's true.
They put you on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like I said, that goes to show you, like, that's his world. I don't know. So it's like, yeah, we're doing this. Whatever, bro. You do it.
Okay. Well, I do have 2 collaborations for you. Shout out to Jet Production and Mason Kneeladder. Jet Production, they make short action films. So they're looking to collaborate with y'all for soundtracks and even help y'all create an action music video too. If y'all looking for a 2D animator, shout out to Mason Letter. He do logos, and if y'all looking for a 2D animation music video, that's something that we can recommend.
That's pretty cool too. That takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of time to do that kind of stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
If y'all interested, I can send the information over to y'all.
We might have to take some info from it.
Yeah.
We have to.
Okay.
It was fun though. It's cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Appreciate it. Coming to the end of the podcast, it was great to have y'all on here as a special guest.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Like I said, the first round will be a free trial. If you would like to come back, it will be a fee, but we will do a ranking out your catalog. So we encourage y'all to keep making music, and we'll give y'all a platform, to promote it, talk about it, etc.
Word. Thank you.
Before y'all go, just remember, once y'all end the podcast, I gotta let your audio process before y'all fully close out the app. Outside of that, shout out all your platforms. Shout out anybody that y'all want to put on, and then drop a song on your catalog y'all want to audio.
Yeah. Our single "Stay a While" by RowdyBoy, Rosengee, featuring Scotty Mama. Y'all go stream us on all platforms. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Y'all want to drop your platforms?
Just Google the I'm like you just hit us up on TikTok. Look at Rosengee, look at RowdyBoy. Ain't nothing. That's where we are. Find us on
No
TikTok.
problem.
You know what I mean?
All right.
That's easy. So,
All right.
all right,
Have
brother
a
man.
blessed one.
Hey, to be
This, what you say?
I said appreciate you. You be easy.
Right back at you.
All
Have a blessed one.
right, take care.
Thank you.
All right, let it.
Skype process.
Oh, it's still doing this thing now.